and I will have comment during the public hearing for the item later on the agenda.
Do you want to go ahead with that comment that is not on the agenda, or do you want Rebecca to keep working on it?
I can go ahead and make my non-agenda item comment now in the interest of proceeding. I would like though the teams have to work during the public hearing.
I understand that. So let's
really, I can go ahead
with your comment.
Go ahead.
Go ahead with your comment that on a non-agenda item.
Sure. Hi. Yeah. Michael Thomas, 1231 La Forest Drive, SE. And thanks for the chair and folks for trying to sort out the technical issues for the meeting. You know, as a concerned citizen, and I've been in front of Planning Commission many times before, and an active commenter in the past, I remain very concerned about the infrastructure in our city, whether it's water, you know, sewer, traffic, and roads. And I do want to, at least for the benefit of the Planning Commission members that may not be aware, of course, the city has gotten a 5-year approval of its water system plan by Department of Health, which is atypical. Normally a 10-year plan would be requested. It's only a 5-year plan. However, that plan is actually being fought in court by the Friends of the Snoqualmie Trail and River. And I happen to agree a lot of, you know, the aspects of that are being fought with that plan. And I believe it's very important for folks in the city and planning commissioners and others to be aware that, you know, there are citizens that are extremely concerned about, you know, the growth and densification in our city, particularly around water. And, you know, we're willing to, you know, go to measures to ensure that, you know, we have the appropriate water infrastructure. And I hope that, you know, as folks think about, you know, densification, to think about, you know, not all of us agree with what the city has planned, and be sensitive to that, and just be aware that there's an ongoing case to oppose that plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none. Did we get it fixed, Rebecca, do you think?
So if I can ask the other guests maybe how they got in. I see his issue. I clicked on the link and I'm in a separate meeting. As of right now, Mr. Thomas is the only person in that lobby. So I'm not sure how the link on the agenda is taking us to a different meeting, but some people in this meeting still got in here. But I can verify that Mr. Thomas is the only one waiting in that other meeting.
Yeah, the problem is that the hyperlink in your PDF, there's no hyperlink in that link. So what hyperlink am I supposed to use? I used the one in the March 25th packet.
Oh, I opened the hyperlink from, oh, maybe that's what, okay. Let me go back. You're right. I did, when I clicked most recent agenda, I went to the wrong agenda to grab it. So I see what you're saying.
Rebecca, I logged in through the PDF link on the agenda, and I'm here.
Yeah, so did I.
It wasn't an issue.
Yeah, I'm seeing a hyperlink on the 8th as well now. I had opened the wrong one too.
Oh no, I got it.
Initially.
This was full. Sorry.
It worked for me.
Yeah, it is hyperlinking. The one you're in does say the March 25th Planning Commission. So that is the incorrect hyperlink. So
all right, let me try the other one. Yeah, the problem is that when I open the PDF, hold on, let's try again.
It looks like, so just to clarify, it looks like the issue is the initial link on our website to the most recent packet is opening the March 25th packet. So if you're assuming that that's this packet and that link, I think is where the problem is. It looks like the website didn't catch the change in when we uploaded the 8th. You have to go to view all packets and look at the most recent April 8th packet in order to actually have the link for this meeting.
Tell you what, I'll just participate via phone, and it looks like I was at least able to get the video working at this point.
Perfect.
And then I'll drop my comments in the chat window that'll summarize my verbal comments for the hearing. Thanks. Sorry for that, and at least we can proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, we can proceed now. Let's see. Do we have, we've got that. Anybody else, members of the public wishing to speak on a non-agenda item? Hearing none, we will go to item number 3, which is the approval of the minutes from the March 25th Planning Commission meeting. Do any commissioners have any comments, clarifications, or adjustments to the minutes?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Tao. I wasn't at the March 25th meeting, so I'm going to abstain. I think there are enough commissioners for the minutes to pass. If you need Commissioner Bovers for that, then maybe we could hold off on taking action on that particular item, but I won't be voting on that since I wasn't in attendance.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Commissioner Greenberg. Same with me. I was not at that meeting.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we don't have enough then here to
Right.
do that until, yeah, okay. So we can't do a motion on that. We can't approve the minutes yet.
So we'll go ahead and table that to the next meeting.
We will. Let's see, now we have, I think we're on to item number 4. And that would be you, Rebecca, the North Bend Municipal Code, the topic of our agenda tonight, the North Bend Municipal Code 1813 Special Districts and the repeal of the 1810-025 Special Districts. Can we have a staff report, please?
Yes, thank you, commissioners and guests. If you weren't here at the last meeting, we did do an introduction of this proposed process. Basically, what we're trying to do is put together a new master plan process and clean up our existing code. And what we're proposing right now is just this language in the ordinance, which includes removing the existing section and creating this new chapter 18.13. So again, removing 18.10.025 and replacing it with 18.13. We're trying to create a way, a very clear process for creating these master planned overlay districts. And we're proposing to clean up some of the general overlay districts that are covered in other sections. So as we discussed, there are different processes, the purpose of the master plan overlay district, when it will apply, what the minimum requirements are, and what would be included. As we discussed, the point of these master plans are to come up with some creative and unique ideas that people can come to the city and propose a master plan overlay and to propose the master plan that would go with it. Currently, our master plan overlay districts include a very short, usually one-page description, sometimes refers to other sections of the code. This would kind of create a comprehensive all-in-one place that someone would be able to go if they were looking at a property that was in the overlay district for a master plan. They'd be able to look at the master plan. It would have all the information it would need. It wouldn't be necessarily scattered throughout the different codes. We're trying to clear up that confusion and those issues. It does allow for an application for them to apply for alternative development standards. Usually when they apply for alternative development standards, why is it unique to this area? What are the standards for future development related to height or setbacks or density or parking or landscaping? However, as we talked about, they do still have to follow the intent of the underlying comprehensive plan. If they're looking to do something that is not in line with the comprehensive plan, then they would need to do an update of the comprehensive plan at the same time that they'd be applying for this. And usually in consideration of alternative design standards, we're looking for something that's, what are they trying to do? Is it more efficient development? Is it, orienting development towards open space features? Are they trying to create a more pedestrian focused and city connections? Is this a business and economic opportunity and development that's, again, something that would be a little bit different, a one specific to one property or one area? Part of this, as we talked about at the next meeting, does include a description of the existing overlays. It talks about the East-North Bend Master Plan overlay. It removes all of the other requirements and just puts the purpose, basically saying that it requires a master plan. It also includes the purpose for Tanner Junction and includes the entire section of the neighborhood business residential overlay district. We are not proposing any changes at this time to the zoning map that shows the overlay districts. That's something that we are going to look at a future time to clean up those areas. This is purely proposing to add a code for a master plan application process. It also includes, as you'll see, a small amendment to chapter 20.01.004 to add these special districts into our chart of the approval framework. This has some slight changes to what you guys reviewed previously, as it has been through the attorney. So there are some minimal changes here and there. The biggest change that was discussed between what was previously looked at last meeting and this is that the approval process for these master plans are going to go through the standard approval process, going to the decision body, which goes to the hearing officer, unless there are regulations. So if there are proposed adjustments to the development regulations, then that piece will go to the council, as any development regulation would go through the planning commission, go to council when it's specific to development regulations. But if it's a master plan overlay where they're just looking at the standard requirements that would normally go to hearing officer, then that master plan would only go to hearing officer. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Commissioners, anybody will have a question they want to let them know? No? Thank you, Rebecca. Well, I guess we can, no commit to questions. I guess we now can open our public hearing at, I have 7:16. Is that about right? Okay, 7:16. Do we have members of the public wishing to speak? Please raise your hand. I think I can find it on here, so we can call on you. And if you'll give your name and address, that would be great. Michael, Mr. Thomas, I know you wanted to speak. Are you ready to do that?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much for remembering me. Michael Thomas, 1231 LaForest Drive, SE. As a citizen, I'm quite concerned about the repeal of the existing overlay districts having really some unintended consequences, and without having the really appropriate limitations in place. And I would be uncomfortable recommending approval as it's currently framed. And I think this should be done concurrently with sort of new master planning, new comprehensive plan, and overlays and/or special districts. I have also some specific concerns and suggested changes. The city hasn't adopted the 2016 King County Surface Water Design Manual. The existing code, it references 2009 and 2005 best management practices. I'm concerning about vesting under this old code. And I don't think that's acceptable. I think the city needs to adopt the 2016 King County Surface Water Design Manual. I think it's very important. Even the county has put a limit on vesting themselves. The minimum acreage should be contiguous to avoid gerrymandering, and you need substantial connections. So like 75 feet. This 10-acre thing, is not comfortable with, and can people gerrymander or define non-contiguous areas? I'd like to see more rigorous identification of quasi-utilities. There's many people still dependent on septic systems and private wells in the city. You only have identified public utilities and water and sewer. We still have a lot of OSSs and private wells. Basically, any septic system within 1,000 feet of the area, all group A, B, and private wells within the area within 1,000 feet, all critical areas within 1,000 feet, all wellhead and source protection areas within 1,000 feet, and any likely stormwater improvements or conveyance within 1,000 feet. I also would like to see homeowners associations notified within 1,000 feet. I'd like to see renters, residential and commercial tenants, to be notified of this. I think it's very fair. Neighborhood notice needs to also include those with OSS's wells and those with wellhead or source protection areas within a minimum of 1,000 feet or larger, as may be appropriate. I'm concerned about the duration of vesting. It could be many years before phase is complete. So should a cap be placed on time? Should we have, 5 years or some limit? That could be a long time. Investing is a big concern, especially if you're vesting old environmental code like stormwater. I would also suggest that all phases of development have to have sufficient water, sewer, stormwater, fire protection, and traffic infrastructure, not just for phases. You might have phases that, give attractive areas that may not be able to be realized. So think about that when you approve only partial phases. And lastly, I think the notification of any deviation, of what's approved gives a lot of power to the CED director. I think that the approval also needs to include the public or the notified owners or those that commented during the process, not just the developer. So in order to really be fair and give a balanced view of where there might be some deviation in a future phase or subsequent development. And thank you for your time. And I'm going to throw these comments into chat, or if you'll give leave of the chair, I can email them, but I'm just going to throw them into the chat as a summary. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Do I have another comment? I would raise your, can you raise your hand, or I can click on you if there's anyone else in here? Bree, do you see someone else coming in?
I do not.
Neither do I. Do you want me to hold it open for a little bit longer, or can we go ahead and? I think we can go ahead and close it if we have no one else. The public hearing, then I'll close it at 7:21 p.m. Let's see, do any commissioners have any questions or comments? Mr. Greenberg? No?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Tao. I just would like to clarify kind of the process, if I could, with staff. So Rebecca, did I hear you say that if a developer was initiating a proposed master plan that did not require any changes in the current development regulations, that it would go directly to the hearing examiner?
That is correct. That's my understanding from the city attorney would be the correct process.
So no input from Planning Commission or City Council?
That's correct. It would just be the same as someone applying now under the regulations for a site plan approval. It would go through the same process because that's what they're basically doing. If as long as it's within the code. I don't foresee I don't foresee anybody going through a master plan process if they're not looking for something unique. And so my assumption is going to be if they're going to apply for a master plan that they're going to be asking for some sort of development changes, which means it'll go through the planning commission and council. If they were looking for absolutely none, then why wouldn't they just process it under the regulations as they exist?
Yeah, I guess my concern is the word assumption.
Well, you're right. I'm trying to think of a reason. If you can get approval under the current development regulations, then it doesn't matter whether you call yourself a master plan or not. Because you'd be processing your approval under the development regulations either way.
And I guess in my experience, my view of master plans tends to be larger scale projects, developments, and projects of some complexity. And I mean, it's certainly conceivable that a project of a larger scale and complexity could be made to fit within the current development regulations as a kind of a means to bypass the policymakers. And to me, just by the nature of a master plan should require a higher level of policymaker interaction, minimum planning commission, certainly planning or city councils. So I have a hard time supporting it as constructed based on assuming that any master plan would trigger development regulation changes. I'm just not sure I'm comfortable with that assumption.
And I understand that. I think the issue which we had originally processed it through council is that the city attorney says that is not the correct way in the state legally. Is if it's not a decision that deals with the regulations, it should not go through that process. It has to go through the same process as other applications for development.
Or the regulations could be changed to change the process. Correct.
I'm not sure. Again, from my understanding, as I've been learning, the difference is in the city and the legal process is that the planning commission and the council do not make those quasi judicial. They make you guys make the political recommendations to set the code. But once the code is set, it goes through the process through a hearings examiner. So if they are following your code and they're not making new regulations and they're just following the requirements within the code, then it does not go through that process. It goes to the hearing officer.
So I just question whether that's municipality by municipality based on what their code says, because I know when I was involved in the city of Des Moines, the city council was the quasi judicial body. And so we did review master plans. So maybe something changed in the back to cut the policymakers or the legislative bodies out of the process. That I don't know. What I do know is I do believe that the city's regulations, the city's code should compel legislative and planning commission review of master plan development and projects.
I can definitely go back to the city attorney and bring back more information if should that be the wish of planning commission.
Commissioner Greenberg has his hand raised.
Thank you. So just on the point that Commissioner Tao brought up, I agree with staff on this one. If there aren't any changes being proposed to development regulations, I see no reason why the Planning Commission should review it. We don't review other projects that are being proposed that comply with development regulations. So that's just my feeling. I think that's a perfectly acceptable role for the hearing examiner. In quasi-judicial items, I feel a lot more comfortable having a professional review quasi-judicial items like this, and rather than having it become a political decision. I think that's better for the city from a liability standpoint. And frankly, I don't think there is a whole lot the Planning Commission can do other than review the proposal, hold the public hearing. And from my experience, that's where planning commissions can get the city in trouble if we try to adopt a tougher regulation, for example. Then you have an applicant, saying that we're being we're sort of picking on that one development because of some comment that might have been made at a public hearing, when the development complies with the code 100%. So I'm in favor of leaving it as proposed by staff and the city attorney.
Thank you. Anyone else have a comment? Suzanne, are you? No? You have to unmute, Suzanne.
I was just agreeing with Scott.
Okay.
So I was shaking my head up and down and agreeing with Scott that I agree with what he just said.
Okay. Does anyone see if Mr. Bovers got in? I do not see him. Okay.
He did not. I got another message saying it's showing for some reason that Teams just is not working. I will again. I'll see if he wants to call in as I was. Oh, I didn't finish hitting send because we started. So, but I mean, he would have
That's fine. I
public
just
hearing at this point. So, but we'll just so you guys know, and we'll mention it at the next meeting. Is if you guys are having trouble with Teams, if you can call in while you guys are working on it, that means that you get to be in here for the meeting at least.
Okay. So no other commissioner has any questions or comments? All right. Well, now, if I suppose we should try this. Let's see. I don't know if we could do a motion. I don't think we have. Do we have enough to do a motion? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of us. We do. Okay, so we do have a quorum. Okay. If the commission would like to make a recommendation, do we have a motion? Whoops. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Commissioner Greenberg. I'm happy to make a motion.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I move following consideration of the comprehensive plan and development regulation amendment process in NBMC 20.08.070 through 20.08.110 and public comment received at the public hearing, the Planning Commission recommends approval of the draft regulations as provided herein on the staff, sorry, I'm looking for a date, on the staff report dated April 8, 2021.
Do I hear a second?
I second that.
Second by Commissioner Torgerson.
Yes.
Okay, we will call it. Let's see, this is the opportunity for discussion. I think we've had discussion, but if someone wants to weigh in a little bit more, we can do that.
This is Commissioner Tao. I am going to vote no. Looks
Okay.
like this will probably pass because we do have a majority of a quorum. But I do think this is a mistake. I happen to live in a development that neighbors at least 3 or 4 other developments that had a robust master planning process existed. I think all of these developments would have looked different, and there would have been more seamless integration. I believe approaching these projects by project allowed for kind of shorting of road access, shorting of parks and open space. And I think the intent of a master plan is to look at things on a larger scale. And if the city's process doesn't trigger a master plan, to just leave it up to a developer, I think defeats the intent of trying to master plan a development to begin with. So every day I drive through and walk around what I think are suboptimal subdevelopments that, had the city had the foresight to apply the master planning process to it, would have resulted in a much more integrated community. And each of these projects, especially with the parcels that have been used as examples, are all large scale projects. And to just treat these as individual developments so that developers could take advantage of the regulations as constructed and avoiding looking at things on a larger scale and master planning, I just think is short-sighted and is looking for expediency as opposed to what's best for the city. And it bypasses who I believe the people who are really accountable to the citizens, and that's the city council, by directing this process solely through the staff and from a legal perspective as opposed to a policy perspective. So I don't support it. I am going to vote no, and I do think it's short-sighted and a mistake.
Thank you for your comments. I think we can actually, we do have a motion on the table by Commissioner Greenberg, seconded by Commissioner Torgerson. We've had our discussion. So I'm going to call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So that's 3 of us. Okay. Any opposed?
Yeah, this is Commissioner Tao. I vote no.
So the motion passed by a vote of 3-1 with Commissioner Tao opposing. There we go. Mr. Bovers didn't get in, and so we'll go ahead and just call that a vote as is. Is there anything else for the good of the order?
I don't have anything.
I do appreciate everybody coming tonight that could make it. We do have, like I said, a little spring break, and it looks like some people chose to find a little sunshine, and good for them. I thought we had ours going, but maybe tomorrow. So I do appreciate you all coming tonight. I appreciate our public weighing in on this. This is what it's about, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
And I want to thank Michael Thomas for putting it in text, because you did go quickly as I tried to write the notes. It was difficult. So thank you very much for helping us out there and posting the information.
By the way, thank you very much. If you would include that as my comment, I know we can't meet physically. Normally, we could hand those in. In fact, I typed that in on March 25th. I intended to get it to you sooner. And by the way, I want to thank the commissioners for all their comments.
If you want to send it to me as a formal email, I can include it as public comment in the packet as this moves forward.
Sure, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and do that. I can do that tomorrow if that works for you. It's in the chat.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Any
much.
written comment we receive between any time before it makes it on the agenda gets included in the packet. So if you send me written comment formally, the meeting chat, I can't really show who it came from or anything like that. So if you send it in an email, I'll be able to incorporate it.
Sure. Thank you very much. I appreciate the leave to do that. Thank you.
Yep.
Do I need a motion to adjourn the meeting, or we can?
Oh, I don't know if we need one, but I'll move that the meeting be adjourned.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Torgerson. Oh, we are adjourned at, wow, 7:36. Oh my goodness. Okay, great work. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.